Yeah, so ADHD tax, guys, is all the extra bits of spending we do because we have ADHD. So let me give you an example. All the subscriptions that you forget to cancel, the library fines that you now owe because you forgot to take your library books back. Perhaps some people, I'm not in this position, but I know some people with ADHD that have forgotten to pay their tax bill, and they're a freelancer, for example. So things like that, and these extra costs that unfortunately we do incur sometimes because, we're not all wired the same. And forgetfulness is something that we do deal with. I always think, oh, I'll do that later. But unless it's written down, it is not happening. So that's some examples of ADHD tax in my life. This morning, I opened up my phone and got a notification from Monzo that I had just spent £34 on contact lenses that I forgot to cancel last month. So that's an example of ADHD tax in my life.
I'm a sucker for a good gadget, and my house just being full of little bits of tech and technology that I'm never actually going to get around to using, just because I thought it looked cool in an advert. And I think, again, it's that idea of getting that quick dopamine hit of, like retail therapy sense. And I suppose that's a terror. Anyone that doesn't know what dopamine is, it's just a chemical that gets released by your brain and that makes you feel a little bit good. It sort of rewards you a little bit. And I think I've got that from, spending money. And of course, it means that I just didn't budget very well. I didn't have a lot of money left by the end of the month. In terms of managing money, I think I do use reminders as well for things like looking at bills or switching providers. For example, one of the things that I think I struggle with ADHD is, of course, starting on something or getting something done. And so when it comes to things like submitting meter readings or switching internet providers or whatever it is, those are normally the times you can save quite a bit of money. I don't do it. And I know it's cost me money. And then once that happens, I sort of feel like, oh, now I don't want to look at it at all anymore. And I think that's obviously such an unhealthy way of approaching managing my money and dealing with bills. So I think having those reminders that you kind of mentioned can definitely help give me that little bit of encouragement to say, it's about now when you should be looking for a new car insurance provider or looking at your internet provider or telephone provider. Otherwise, they're going to start charging you, twice as much as you were being charged before. So that's definitely a good one.
I'd also say for both someone at school and an adult dealing with ADHD in everyday life, I would also say remember that you're not alone. There's so many of us amazing neurodivergent people. There's a whole community out there, and there's so much information and advice and things that could make life easier for you. Things that will be adapted to you, productivity advice, budgeting apps, time management, all those kinds of things.